The way I make my living right now is we do alterations on the side. We used to have an alteration shop and we've worked in a couple of different stores, so we're known in St. Louis. But right now, I was struggling with an issue with my ankle. I had surgery, so I received disability, but I try to babysit and dog sit and anything that can help another person out, I try to do it. I was born in Puerto Rico. My father joined the military and my mother was trying to get away from a lot of witchcraft activity in Puerto Rico, and she had health issues. So the doctor, my mother and my father all decided that it would be best for us to come to the States where technology was more advanced and we didn't hear much about witchcraft. Well, my whole life growing up, I've always been told that my grandmother on my father's side was a black witch, which would cast the spells and throw things at you that were not good at all. And I was told that my grandmother on my mother's side was a white witch and that she could remove spells and do cleansing potions and so forth and so on. But as I've grown up, I've come to find out that there was no good witch on either side. Both of them were really bad, and my grandmother on my mom's side would sacrifice animals in the backyard. She would talk to spirits. Her face would change. She'd smoke cigars. She'd scare my aunts and stuff really bad. And that my mother wanted to get away from it. Well, as a child, they kept it kind of closed, so we really didn't know what was going on. But as I started growing up and understanding and different things started happening to me, then the truth came. And it was really scary because I have had visions before. I've seen things that I didn't know what was going on, kind of like deja vu. And then people would tell me, oh, that's witchcraft looking for you. That's a sign of witchcraft. But then as I learned about God, I realized that that's also something that God allows you to do if you're the person He chooses to do it. So it was confusing at first, but as I found God and as I'm educating myself in church, I'm realizing that it might not have been witchcraft. It was God trying to get my attention the whole time. Well, God had called me twice before, but I was kind of busy doing my own thing. I was like, yeah, hold on, God, let me handle this over here. Hold on, God, let me handle that over there. And God has a point of coming right where you are and meeting you there. And after the second time He called me, my nephew passed away unexpectedly. He had an asthma attack in his sleep. He was 18 years old, and it was about 4 in the morning. Everybody's crying, they're running, they're screaming, they're sliding down buildings, just like, oh my God, what do we do next? And that was at that moment I raised my hands to God and I'm like, God, you took my best friend. What am I supposed to do now? Whatever you need, whatever you want, I surrender. I give it all to you. Ooh, I get goosebumps talking about it. And at that moment, I threw my hands up in the air and I'm just asking God to tell me what to do next. And I felt like chains. It was almost like in the cartoons when the superhero is tied up by the villain and then he gets this strength, or like Popeye and he's like, "Rrr!" That's how I felt. God is awesome. I've seen changes within my family. I've seen changes within myself. My family had turned their back on church and now my dad sings in the choir and my mom is reaching out to God. And my daughter, at first she was like, oh, it's all scientific. And now she prays and praises God, and now she's asking for oil to take to school with her. We are a perfect church for imperfect people. We're a rainbow. A lot of things happen inside church, and I'm not going to say we don't have our problems, but as a family, we come together and we fix it. This is the place to be because there's a lot of love here. And you need love, not haters. Well, this place has taught me to turn my haters into motivators, so I can have thank you haters, thank you. But it's all because of Harvest and the strength that Harvest has inside. And I feel a sweet spirit in this place. There's not church today. I have goosebumps all up and down my arms. It's just, you'd be robbing yourself spiritually, mentally, emotionally if you didn't come here.